On the sun-drenched shores of southern Queensland, man has made what is today Australia's finest playground. Here is the fulfillment of every tourist's dream.
Gold Coast in the 60s and 70s was the place to go on your caravan and camping holidays, and it still, to this day, is a very popular spot. And so, being called Goldie and being from the Gold Coast, we're trying to embody that caravanning and camping spirit and put as many Goldie caravans out on the roads in Australia as we can. Caravanning in Australia is pretty ingrained in the culture, I think. The industry has got quite masculine, and there's a lot of end of the world type caravans out there, and yeah, we've definitely gone the opposite direction, and I think, like, judging by the reactions that we've had from people, I think, you know, it just makes people happy, and yeah, bringing back the love to camping and caravanning. And when you go on holiday, you don't want to get back to your caravan and, you know, feel like it's the end of the world and feel like it's depressing and it's just a place to sleep. You know, you want it to be a happy place to be, somewhere that you enjoy spending time in as much as you do getting out into the world. I grew up in New Zealand, and when I was young, Dad and I, we worked on cars and houses and all sorts of things together, and he passed away about 4 years ago. When he passed away, I was writing his eulogy and realised that some of my fondest memories as a kid were our camping holidays. Those times when, you know, he wasn't working, we got him all to ourselves. And so when I was thinking about doing this business, it made sense because I was able to give people that same feeling and allow them to create those memories with their families and stuff that they would remember for the rest of their lives. I had a career in IT before this, and it was actually a course I was doing that helped me identify my values, and one of those things was making and creating things. So put that together with wanting to enable families to create those memories together, and that's when the caravans were born. Initially, we were renovating some old caravans, which eventually turned into building them new. Renovating caravans was great, but it was you never quite knew what you were getting into. You know, it's like renovating a house or pulling a car apart. You don't quite know what is going to happen when you do it. Whereas now we're using new materials and we can control the production process, and we just can make them so much better than they were made back then. And there's just so many more benefits to having a brand new but stylish and old retro caravan. Whilst the idea of building a new caravan was what I thought to be a great idea, it had its own challenges. So we had to start with a blank slate and figure out the whole process. We knew we wanted to make them really lightweight and use a lot of locally sourced stuff, like as much as possible, wherever possible. So I went to a lot of suppliers locally, figured out what we could use and how we could use it, and then what certifications we needed, and how we could legally get them on the road. And then we built the first couple from there. So it was there's been, I mean, small businesses have lots of challenges, lots of ups and downs, and it's just about resilience and working your way through and staying alive. So we have never made two of the same van. Each van is completely customized for its owner. They get to pick colors and textures and work with our designer to really make it their own and make it a really happy place to be. It's important to us. We'd like to be known as Australian made. Sourcing everything locally means that we can make sure that the quality's there, and it also means that we can support local businesses. And when it comes to an eye for detail, the guys can be really particular in the manufacturing process, and we know exactly what we want and how we want it to look. And we get a lot of comments at the shows about the level of finish and how well they're manufactured. So we think that there's real value, and that the market appreciates that it's all Australian made and Australian manufactured, and we're putting the money back into the economy. The thing that really gives us a big kick is two things. One is when we go to shows and we see people and we see people's reactions to our vans at the shows. They don't ever usually expect to see us, although more recently we've had people come to the shows just to see us, which has been really, really quite cool. But yeah, most of the time you see people walking down the aisles of the shows, their head turns and they look at us and they smile, and then their shoulders turn and they start walking towards us, and they don't stop smiling until they leave. And then secondly, we love it when the owner picks up the caravan and they take it away and they send us their pictures from their holidays, and you know, we're going full circle to providing those memories for people, and they're memories that we got to help them create. So yeah, we really get a kick out of that. The amount of love and attention that we've been getting from our customers in Australia is starting to spread internationally, and so we're starting to get some attention from overseas. And so whilst we need to expand in Australia, the next step would be, you know, evaluating and figuring out where we might want to go after that.